So I'm here at Foundups, South Florida, the future one anyway. And it's going to be like an incubator for launching Foundups, for learning permaculture and learning renewable energy, food production, everything from aquaponics, hydroponics. What I'm doing is getting things ready. And one of the first things I need is lots of soil. You know, you can buy a lot of soil and bring it on, or you can make it. It takes a couple years. But the key is to bury tons of organics and create moisture and wetness. And there's lots of rain in Florida. So all this is going to get completely wet. And, you know, you don't have to go out and buy pots and all this crap that you go and buy from, you know, from a landscaping place to do a composting heap. Just use the wood that you cut down and, you know, create the wall around it like this. So I started off by digging a hole about 5 feet deep, and then I layered it in plastic. I added some sand on top of it to protect the plastic. And then I added lots of tree trunks from this tree over here that I cut down over there that was old and dead, and chopped it all up. Then I added a whole bunch of green and brown on top of that. And then when it got up above the ground, or actually right when it was at the ground level, I added some human manure. Bags of mine that are in there, kind of a little organic bomb there of goodness. And then surrounding that with more brown, and then covering it with some sand. And this sand over here actually has worms in it. So I have lots of worms. I've seeded this bed here with layers of worms, a couple layers. And I'm actually going to put sand on top of this here once I get it all covered. I'm going to wet it down really well, and then I'm going to put a sand cap on it, kind of like that over there, like I've done that one there. And I'm actually going to put clover on top of that and get clover growing and have this beautiful clover mound. And what the clover is going to do is actually put nitrogen into the soil too. And then what I'm going to do is actually probably plant some biwa trees or some other trees. I'm going to put I may go get some nuts and put them in there, and get the trees just growing down into this bed. So I still have some area here to put a bunch of brown, as you can see, like right in here, right? So I'm pretty proud of this. Pretty simple to make. Just weaving, this sticks together. My friend Ben gave me the idea, you know, using sticks to create a bed and weave it. So this is kind of, I guess, what he means. I hope, Ben, I don't know, what do you think? So, pretty simple. You know, Foundups permaculture is all about design as you go. Set some little sprints, like, okay, I'm going to do this bed today, or I'm going to get that bed done over there, and achieve it. And design as you go. You know, when you design like, oh, this is what my garden's going to look like, and you spend all this time laying it out and designing it, it's kind of like daunting. It's like I got to do all this work to get to my design done, and I'm one guy. So I think it's a lot better way, if you're just one guy doing permaculture in your house, you know, set some sprints. Sprint to get this bed. I had that one done over there. Had this one done. You know, I've started working on this bed. This is a nice area for grow. It gets some sun here in the winter. As you can see, it's bouncing off the house there. And this topsoil here is actually going to go back in there, but I'm putting all this organics in the ditch here, right? So all these organics. There's my that there is biwa leaves from my tea. I just threw that in there. I actually have some citrus. Maybe it'll take. These are citrus branches that I put under the ground, and I've noticed you notice I've pinched all the leaves off, so I've just left a little bit of leaf there. So hopefully they will make it through spring, and you know, this represents probably 1/5 of the branch coming up out of the ground here. Hopefully that's some citrus growing. It's not the best citrus. It'd be good for, you know, making lemonade and stuff like that. It's more like a lemon than a citrus. You know, I think of it as a lemon, not an orange, but it's citrus regardless. So whether it's a lemon or an orange, it's just an orange lemon. That's how I think of it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to support it by becoming a patron, you can go to Foundups.com and click join. By joining and supporting Foundups, you are helping to introduce a new business paradigm for saving our planet. And it's my value proposition or my argument that basically every crisis facing our planet is based on our business model, what I call the startup business model. It's endemically flawed, and the only way to fix it is by changing it. And Foundups is something I spent the last 4 years developing. And Foundups Level Up. This project here is going to level up and become part of a corporation. And there's going to be more Foundups houses that are going to pop up. And every Foundup house you're going to be able to get certification, and Foundup certification is going to teach you how to put solar panels on the roof, how to build aquaponics, hydroponics. It's going to allow you to come and launch your Foundups with a collective. So you're like, oh, I'm a single founder, where do I find other co-founders and everything else? Well, just go to a Foundups house and you'll get them. And here's the really cool thing. Just by going to a Foundup house, you get equity in Foundups Corp, the big mama of all Foundups. So it doesn't matter whether your Foundup is successful or not, you're getting Foundups equity. Equity in a corporation that's going to launch literally thousands of Foundups. To be honest, most of them are going to be like this. Not going to be making money. But you know what? By me doing this, I'm improving the world. I'm helping the planet. I'm converting this forest here into a food forest. I'm clearing it out. As you can see, I've got cleared out all the space here for more trees and stuff to come in here. I'm thinning out the canopy, right? I'm leaving the original forest there. I'm not clear cutting it, right? I'm actually designing it the way the Japanese do it, where they plant new seedlings in between other seedlings, and as those grow up, they take down the older trees. So there's no clear cutting. It's a transformation process. I want you to imagine this being able to walk through this woods, and you'll have grapes growing up the trees. You'll have, kiwi. You'll have, all sorts of citrus and nuts and everything else. You'll have bees living out here and everything else. You're saying everything else. Foundups is a vision for changing our planet. But I can't do it alone. I'm just a guy with a dream and with a vision, and it takes capital to do that. And so I hope that you will support and be part of Foundups by becoming a patron on Foundups.com. Just click join. If you want to be part of the team, if you want to launch a Foundups house, you can do that too. There's no gatekeepers with Foundups. There's no one going to tell you what you can and you can't do. As long as your idea is helping the planet, it's living systems, and if it scales up into a peer-to-peer open corporation, you will turn around and invest 80% of the net profits, capital gains, and launch you more Foundups. Foundups Corp does that. We will take 80% of our net profits and launch more Foundups. We level those Foundups up. Some of them are successful. They most likely will stay part of Foundups Corp. They turn around and invest 80% of their net profit. It's a new business paradigm. It's called Foundups. Thanks.